All right, time for vocal exercises. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Good blood, bad blood, good blood, bad blood, good blood, bad blood, good blood, bad blood. Unique New York, 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 unique New York. Toy boat, 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 toy boat. 11 benevolent elephants. 11 benevolent elephants. 11 benevolent elephants. 11 benevolent elephants. The black bug bled black blood. The black bug bled black blood. Peggy Babcock. Peggy Babcock. Peggy Babcock. Peggy Babcock. I slit the sheet I slit, and on the slitted sheet I sit. I slit the sheet I slit, and on the slitted sheet I sit. I am a thistle sifter. I have 7 sieves of unsifted thistles, and 7 sieves of sifted thistles, for I am a thistle sifter. Amidst the mists of fiercest frosts, with barest wrists and stoutest boasts, he thrusts his fists against the post, and still insists he sees the ghost. Oh, what a to-do today, at a minute or two to two. A thing distinctly hard to say, but harder still to do. For they'll beat a tattoo at 20 to 2, a rat-a-tat-tat, a tat-a-tattoo, and the dragon will come when he hears the drum. At a minute or two to two today, at a minute or two to two. She stood on the balcony, inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping, and amicably welcoming him in. She stood on the balcony, inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping, and amicably welcoming him in. Every single syllable I speak upon the stage has been specifically scientifically selected to stimulate the sections of your cerebrum that set and sustain a certain satisfying psychological state. 1 hen. 1 hen, 2 ducks. 1 hen, 2 ducks, 3 squawking geese. 1 hen, 2 ducks, 3 squawking geese, 4 corpulent porpoises. 1 hen, 2 ducks, 3 squawking geese, 4 corpulent porpoises, 5 Limerick oysters. 1 hen, 2 ducks, 3 squawking geese, 4 corpulent porpoises, 5 Limerick oysters, 6 pairs of Don Alfonso's tweezers, 7,000 Macedonian warriors in full battle array, 8 brass monkeys from the ancient sacred crypts of Egypt, and 9 apathetic, diabetic, sympathetic old men on roller skates with a marked propensity for procrastination and sloth. Give me the gift of a grip-top sock, a ship-shape, drip-drape, tip-top sock, not your spiv, slick, slapstick, slip-slop stock, but a plastic, elastic, grip-top sock. None of your fantastic slack, swap, slop from a slapdash, flash cash, haberdash shop. Not a knick-knack, knit-lock, knock-kneed knickerbocker sock with a mock-shot, blob-modeled trick TikToker clock. Not a rucked-up, puckered-up flop-top sock. Not a super sheer, seersucker, puka, sack-smock sock. Not a spot-speckled, frog-freckled, shape-shake sock off a hotch-potch, moss-blotched, botch, scotch block. Nothing slip, slop, drip-drop, flip-flop, or clip-clop. Tip me a tip-top grip-top sock. All right, magic time. Let's see who comes to join us today. I'm excited to see it. Good morning. Oh, almost got it. Good morning, my friends. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the big show. Let's try that again. I'm your host, Johnny Millwater. Welcome to Johnny Millwater's Happy Place, where I read you some of the best things ever written in the English language. And I talk to the chat and, make you laugh a little bit. I got some jokes, some Zen Koans, things like that. No big whoop, but I think we're going to have a nice time today. Nice and chill, so let's have some fun. I always like to stick my head in the chat when we start. If you're watching for the first time, this is how it works. I sit here, you chat, it shows up there, I talk to you, and if there's nothing to talk about in the chat, then I have the big wheel. The wheel will choose by chance some artistic endeavor, something that'll be enriching for me doing and anyone watching, is the hope. So let's start it off. Let's spin the wheel and see where we go first. Oh, nice, Shakespeare. Meet me at the big Shakespeare stage, would you? I have here a sonnet by Mr. William Shakespeare. This is sonnet number 36 by William Shakespeare. Let me confess that we two must be twain. Although our undivided loves are one, so shall those blots that do with me remain. Without thy in our two loves there is but one respect. Though in our lives I'm starting over. Nobody's watching. Here, we're trying again. I don't know what happened. This thing's getting tricky. This is sonnet number 36 by William Shakespeare. Let me confess that we two must be twain. Although our undivided loves are one, so shall those blots that do with me remain. Without thy help, by me born alone. In our two loves there is but one respect, though in our lives a separable spite, which though it alter not love's sole effect, yet doth it steal sweet hours from love's delight. I may not evermore acknowledge thee, lest my bewailed guilt should do thee shame, nor thou with public kindness honor me, unless thou take that honor from thy name. But do not so. I love thee in such short as, thou being mine, mine is thy good report. Learning all the time. What's that thing? Oh, it's a microphone. Hey, Dad's here. Hooray. Glad to see you, Dad. Your dad is watching. My understanding is it's just going to be you and I today. Shane has got, oh, hold on. There we go. Shane has got a big trip to Georgia that she has to do. She's going down to see a relative. So it'll be you and me, and maybe Stephanie will show up, maybe not consequently. We'll see. But if you have any requests, let me know. Today is Debbie's birthday. She got the card, and she's very, very grateful. She liked it a lot. All right, let's spin the wheel. Nice. Maybe at the comedy club. All right, got some dad jokes from a dad to a dad. Here we go. I have an inferiority complex, but it's not a very good one. Huh? Classic. More? You got it. Here we go. Our vacuum cleaner is getting so old, it's just gathering dust. Another one? One more. Okay, one more, and then we move on. Why did the thief take a shower before robbing the bank? Because he was hoping for a clean getaway. Okay, that's enough of that. Thanks for watching, Dad. Here we go. Let's spin the wheel, see what happens. Nice, pros. Oh, I got some good stuff picked out for you. Meet me in the pros library, would you please? All right. I've got two excellent collections today. The first one is from Mr. Steve Martin, who wrote a book of essays that was originally published in the New Yorker. He then published it separately. For money, I bought it. And this is one of the one of the pieces in the book of essays. The book of essays is called Pure Drivel, and this particular piece is called, quote, Times Roman Font Announces Shortage of Periods by Steve Martin. Representatives of the popular Times Roman font, who recently announced a shortage of periods, have offered other substitutes, inverted commas, exclamation marks, and semicolons, until the period crisis is able to be overcome by such people as yourself, who, due to the management of surplus punctuation, can perhaps allay the constant demand for periods, which heavy uses in the last 10 years, not only in English but in virtually every language in the world, is creating a burden on writers everywhere, thus generating a litany of comments such as, "What the hell am I supposed to do without my periods? How am I going to write? Isn't this a terrible disaster? Are they crazy? Won't this just create misuse of other, less interesting punctuation?" Most vulnerable are writers who work in short, choppy sentences, said a spokesperson, who added, "We are trying to remedy the situation and have suggested alternatives, like umlauts, as we have plenty of umlauts. In fact, more umlauts than we could possibly use in a lifetime. Don't forget, umlauts can really spice up a page with their delicate symmetry, resting off-way midway in a word, letters spittling on either side, and can not only indicate the pronunciation of a word, but also contribute to the writer's greater glory, because they're fancy, not to mention that they even look like periods, indeed are indistinguishable from periods, and will lead casual readers to believe the article actually contains periods." Bobby Brainard, a writer living in an isolated cabin in Montana, who is, in fact, the only writer living in an isolated cabin in Montana who is not insane, is facing a dilemma typical of writers across the nation. "I have a sentence that just has got to be stopped. It's currently 16 pages long, and it's edging out the front door and is now so lumbering I'm starting to worry that one period alone won't be enough, and I will need at least two to finally kill it off. And if that doesn't work, and if I don't get some periods fast, I'm going to have to use it." The magazine International Hebrew has issued this emergency statement: "We currently have an oversupply of backward periods, and we'll be happy to send them. Wow, what is going on? And we're happy to send them to anyone facing a crisis." By the way, they'd have you know that period backwards, the in slip. Period backward, the in slip, while you moment trick only the. Sorry, everybody. The concern of writers is summed up in this brief telegram: "Period shortage mustn't stop. Stop. Stop stoppage must come to full stop. Stop. We must resolve it and stop stoppage. Yours truly, Tom Stoppard." Needless to say, there has been an increasing pressure on the ellipsis. "I assure you," said the spokesperson, "I assure you the ellipsis is not, repeat, is not just three periods strung together. And although certain writers have plundered the ellipsis for its dots, these are deeply inelegant and ineffective when used to stop a sentence." An ellipsis point is too weak to stop a modern sentence, which would require at least two ellipsis periods, leaving the third dot to stand alone pointlessly, no pun intended, and indeed, two periods at the end of a sentence would look like a typo. And why is Times Roman so important? Why can't writers employ some other lesser-used fonts like Goofy Deluxe, Namby-Pamby Extra Narrow, or Gone Fishing? In fact, there is a movement toward alternate punctuation. Consider the new punctuation and suicide cult in southern Texas, whose credo is, "Why not try some new and different types of punctuation and then kill ourselves?" Notice how those naughty epigrams from Shakespeare are easily unraveled. "Every cloud engenders not a storm." Horatio, I am dead. Remembering the Albertus extra bold asterisk embargo of several years ago back, one hopes the crisis is solved quickly, because a life of exclamation marks, no matter how superficially exciting, is no life at all. There are, of course, many other fonts one can use if the crisis continues, but frankly, what would you rather be faced with? Namby-Pamby Extra Narrow, or the bosomy sexuality of Times Roman? The shortage itself may be a useful one, provided it's over quickly, for it has made at least this author appreciate and value his one spare period, and it is with great respect that I use it now. Okay, gotta figure out some work on the old teleprompter. Dad says, "My mom told me I didn't have an insecurity complex. I am inferior." That sounds about right. Spin the wheel. Ooh, nice. Zen Koan, meet me at the campfire, would you please? All right. This is Zen Koan, number 75, Temper. Temper. A Zen student came to Bianca and complained, Master, A Zen student came to Bianca and complained, Master, I have an ungovernable temper. How can I cure it? You have something very strange, replied Bianca. Let me see what you have. Just now I cannot show it to you, replied the other. You cannot show it to me? Asked Bianca. It arises unexpectedly, replied the student. Then, concluded Bianca, it must not be your own true nature. If it were, you could show it to me at any time. When you were born, you did not have it, and your parents did not give it to you. Think that over. Where did it come from? If not, all right, it's good. All right, let's spin the wheel. Oh, wisdom, sweet. Let's lay down some wisdom from on high. What do you say? All right, I got some Ram Dass. It's very important that you pronounce his name properly, or he ceases to sound like a wise man. Ram Dass said this. The interesting question is, how do you put yourself in a position so that you can allow what is to be? The enemy turns out to be the creation of mind. Because when you are just in the moment doing what you are doing, there is no fear. The fear is when you stand back to think about it. The fear is not in the actions. The fear is in the thought about the actions. Nice. Spin the wheel. Oh, sing a song. Nice. All right. Well, maybe in the library. Why don't you? Let's see. You got a couple of songs. Now, Dad, as you know, I am married to an absolutely wonderful woman. Her name is Debbie, and today is her birthday. I've been thinking about her all day. I'll be thinking about her all day tomorrow. And I was thinking about her all day yesterday because I'm crazy about her. So I picked out a couple of songs from our wedding. This first song, I'm going to actually sing it. And the second song, I'll recite the lyrics because I can't hit the high notes on that song. But first song is the song we were married to. It's called The Luckiest by Ben Folds. It's the only song that Ben Folds ever wrote about the subject of love. And I care for it very much. So I hope you enjoy it. I don't get many things right the first time. In fact, I am told that a lot. Now I know all the wrong turns, the stumbles and falls brought me here. And where was I before the day that I first saw your lovely face? Now I see it every day, and I know that I am the luckiest. What if I'd been born 50 years before you in a house on a street where you lived? Maybe I'd be outside as you passed on your bike, would I know? And in a wide sea of eyes, I see one pair that I recognize, and I know that I am the luckiest. I love you more than I have ever found a way to say to you. Next door, there's an old man who lived to his 90s and one day passed away in his sleep. And his wife, well, she stayed for a couple of days, then passed away. I'm sorry, I know that's a strange way of telling you I know we belong, that I know that I am the luckiest. I love that song. Let's spin the wheel. Monologue! Nice. All right, let's head into the theater. Why don't we? All right, that song's kind of heavy. It's called Happy Place here, so why don't I lighten the mood a little bit? And I'm going to sing for you, or I'm going to do a stand-up for you by my favorite comedian, Brian Regan. This is from his special Standing Up, and he talks about politicians and a few other things. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. You know what, I'm going to put my headphones on for this one because it's got some microphone working. Here we go. Politicians like to use the TV for their negative ads. I love watching them. I love the sinister voiceover guy that they use. He voted to give himself a pay raise. Wouldn't you? I don't know. Is that the worst thing having the guy? Apparently, he wanted more money to provide for his family. And they morph into a devil. This is an actual negative campaign ad. I'm not making this up about the other candidate. He voted to allow 7-year-olds to be tasered. That's an actual ad. And they interviewed the guy who voted for that. He was like, yeah, I meant like in a worst case scenario. You know, if he's got a weapon or something, you can taser him and get the weapon away. As if that was that man's platform. I want to taser 7-year-olds. He's talking with his staff. As soon as I'm elected, can we have some 7-year-olds on the stage? Huh? I think I'll swear in, then I'll taser a 7-year-old. And then I'll swear in again, I'll taser another one. How many can we bust in for this? That's what that man wanted to do. Politicians are smart, man. They certainly know how to not answer questions. They have tricks that no one ever seems to call them on. I'm sorry. I'm not taking questions today. Oh, well, when you, that's a question. Not taking questions. I wish I would have known that was an option when I was a kid in school, you know. Brian, how do you find a square root of a fraction? I'm sorry. I'm not taking questions today. You know another one that politicians pull? Well, let me answer that by asking you this. You can't answer that by answering that? You can't do that? I wish I had that stunt ready in school, too. Brian, how did World War I affect the economy of Central Europe? Well, let me answer that by asking you this. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I think I've made my point. They had local elections everywhere we were living. And when we just moved there, so we didn't know any of the candidates. But that didn't matter because they would put billboards on the side of the road with their name and 2 one-word qualities, which is really all you need to make an informed decision. Steve Wilson, leadership, integrity. Say no more. That's what I'm looking for, right, honey? It's those 2 things. The only way that would be helpful is if his opponent had a billboard right next to it. Floyd Nimrod, laziness, thievery. I don't think so, Mr. Nimrod. Not when you compare, when you really weighed everything, when you step back and weigh it, no. No, not no. The Kennedys are great speakers, right? John Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. And then Robert Kennedy was credited with, some people look at things the way they are and ask why. I look at things that aren't and ask why not. It's powerful, but must have been weird growing up with them, speaking in flip-flops around the dinner table. Ask not if someone can pass the salt and pepper to you. Ask if you can pass the salt and pepper to someone. Some people look at creamed corn and ask why. I look at creamed corn and ask why not. And then Ted's like, there any more rolls? I got to learn more about politics. I hear about fundraisers where it's $1,000 a plate. Wow, $1,000 a plate. I would have to send the food back just out of principle, Yeah, it's a problem with your meal, sir? Well, it's good. It's just not $1,000 good. Go add something. Go put some kind of glaze back there or something. For $1,000, I would want everybody to be like this. Oh my God. It's so good. I'm crying. I am voting for you. These policies are nuts, but this is fantastic. Oh my God, this is delicious. Fire up your taser. But politicians have a lot to deal with these days, man. It is a different world. You know who I feel bad for? Arab Americans who truly want to get into crop dusting. Could be their lifelong dream, and every time they ask for a pamphlet, all hell breaks loose. I'd like some information on crop dusting, and let me guess, you need to make a phone call. I've been through the rigmarole. I like watching the news. Sometimes you hear things like, a news anchor you can trust. Well, what the hell is there not to trust? I mean, what's he going to lie to you? Hey, there's a big fire downtown. Maybe. I don't know if I trust this guy. I don't know. There's something about him. I can't put my finger upon it. Something not right. Another one you hear, the news team that cares. They don't care on the other channel. Like you click over, a major highway is closed down tonight, but hey, I don't drive home that way. Oh, turn it back to the team that cares. These two are surly. I've had it with their uncaring ways. You know what I saw on the news, and I'm not making this up at all. There was a United States spy named Brian Regan. Brian Regan, same spelling. It's unbelievable. And when that trial started, he's in jail for the rest of his life for espionage, for selling secrets to Libya and Iraq. And when that trial started, I knew nothing about that guy. Had the news on in the background, and I'm not really paying attention. I'm doing a crossword puzzle, and I hear, it's unclear whether the charges against Brian Regan will lead to his execution. Guess I could set this down here. Honey, did we pay those parking tickets? Brian Regan, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Huh? How about that Brian Regan? Is he the greatest? I think he is. Let's spin the wheel. Oh, poem, nice. Yeah, meet me in the poetry corner, would you please? All right. This is Love's Philosophy by PERCY, BYSSHE, B-Y-S-S-H-E, SHELLEY, S-H-E-L-L-E-Y. The fountains mingle with the river and the rivers with the ocean. The winds of heaven mix forever with a sweet emotion. Nothing in the world is single. All things by a law divine in one another's being mingle. Why not I with thine? See, the mountains kiss high heaven, and the waves clasp one another. No sister flower would be forgiven if it disdained its brother. And the sunlight clasps the earth, and the moonbeams kiss the sea. What are all these kissings worth, if thou kiss not me? Lovely. Let's spin the wheel some more. All right, Roses and Thorns. Meet me in the chat, Shelley. Welcome to the chat. So far, it's just been Dad. He's been doing a great job. Thank you so much for paying attention and being here. I appreciate you. My writers meeting today got moved to a different location, so I'm at the Comedy Zone now, but I have to leave as soon as the stream is over. So I only have one cup of coffee instead of my normal thermos, which I enjoy. Let's see what happened this week. The kids are back at school for the first week. It was great. Had to skip Daddy-son breakfast because Orion didn't get up in time. The kids and mom went to go see, and their mom went to go see Beetlejuice last night. I didn't get to see it. I missed out. Let's see. Good news. I can't even remember my Roses and Thorns. That's rough. I don't think I performed last week, except for this thing, which was fun. I wrote with Craig last week. We put the word out. We got a pretty good cast coming together for our Joyful Noise show, so that's exciting. That's all I got. Let's spin the wheel. What are your Roses and Thorns? You home? You safe? You and the cat? Everybody okay? We miss you. Thinking about you. All right, spin the wheel, folks. Let's see what we got. Oh, nice. Shakespeare. Meet me in the Shakespeare stage. My thorn is all the beautiful women. Oh, here we go. My thorn is all the beautiful women with ripped pants and tattoos. Wait, there's somebody. Oh, that's Dad for sure. All right. Where are the beautiful women with the ripped pants and the tattoos? Are they walking through Tampa? That sounds like Tampa. That sounds like every woman in Tampa except for the beautiful part. And then it's only about 20%. Oh, on Facebook. Yeah, there is. Yeah. Lots of women and tattoos. No doubt about that. I don't know what happened, but they decided that was the move during my generation. All right, we're going to do some Othello. This is tricky. This is actually delivered by Othello. At one point, I believe somebody asks him what kind of wizardry he used to make Desdemona fall in love with him. So this is him answering that question. How'd you love him? All right, here we go. Her father loved me, oft invited me, still questioned me the story of my life from year to year, the battles, sieges, fortunes I have passed. I ran it through even from my boyish days to the very moment that he bade me tell it, wherein I spoke of most disastrous chances, of moving accidents by flood and field, of hair-breadth scapes, imminent death, breach, of being taken by the insolent foe, and sold to slavery, of my redemption thence, importance in my travels. Vast and deserts idle, rough quarries, rocks and hills whose heads touch heaven, it was my hint to speak. Such was the process. And of the cannibals that eat each other, anthropophagy, and men whose heads do grow beneath their shoulders. This to hear would Desdemona seriously incline, but still the house affairs would draw her thence. Whichever she could with haste dispatch, she'd come again, and with a greedy ear devour up a pliant hour, and found good means to draw from her prayer of earnest heart, that I would all my pilgrimage dilate, whereof by parcels she had something heard, but not intentively. I did consent, and often did beguile her of her tears, when I did speak of some distressful stroke that my youth suffered. My story being done, she gave me for my pains a world of sighs. She swore, in faith, 'twas strange, 'twas passing strange, 'twas pitiful, 'twas wondrous pitiful. She wished she had not heard it, yet she wished that heaven had made her such a man. She thanked me and bade me, if I had a friend that loved her, I should but teach him how to tell my story, and that would woo her. Upon this hint I spake. She loved me for the dangers I had passed, and I loved her that she did pity them. This only is the witchcraft I have used. We'll see how it goes. Spin the wheel. All right, let's tell a joke. Meet me at the comedy club. Why was the traffic light late for work? 'Cause it took too long to change. One more? All right, now you're right. Why do hamburgers go south for the winter? So they don't freeze their buns off. We have good times out here. What do you say? Spin the wheel? No, I think you're right. Prose, very nice. Meet me in the prose library, would you please? I picked out some Carlin for you, Dad. Let's see. This is from Napalm and Silly Putty. This is Love and Regards by George Carlin. Have you noticed that quite often when you leave someone, they ask you to relay an affectionate message to someone else? They'll say, "Give my love to Klaus. Tell Klaus Rebecca sends her love." Do you mind that? Do you mind being used that way? The awesome responsibility of carrying Rebecca's love to Klaus? Suppose you don't see Klaus. What do you do with Rebecca's love? Carry it around? Give it to somebody else? Wilhelm, I can't find Klaus. Here's some of Rebecca's love. Suppose Wilhelm doesn't know Rebecca. Can he legally accept love that was originally intended for Klaus? Or suppose you give Wilhelm Rebecca's love for Klaus, and then you run into Klaus. What do you give him? All you had was Rebecca's love, and you've already gone and you've given that to Wilhelm. Can you reasonably ask Wilhelm to give back Rebecca's love? Maybe he's gotten to it by now. Can Klaus sue Wilhelm? Can Wilhelm be arrested? Can you be arrested for transporting love across a state line? All right, back to reality. Just for the sake of argument, let's leave Wilhelm out of this altogether. Suppose Rebecca gives you her love to give to Klaus, and you do see Klaus. What form should the love take? Can you risk giving Klaus a tongue kiss? Which brings up another possibility. Maybe Klaus is gay. Klaus doesn't want Rebecca's love. Klaus wants Wilhelm's love. If Klaus tells you to give his love to Wilhelm, just tell him, "Bullshit, Klaus, you give him your own love. I'm going to find Rebecca." Now, sometimes people don't quite want you to give their love to someone else. They only want you to give them their regards. That's all they're sending that day. Regards. That's not as important as love, is it? No. But, by the way, do you always relay the type of affection the sender intends? I don't. Generally, I wait to the last minute, and then I decide what the other person deserves. For instance, Susan might say to me, "Give my love to Dave." Well, I might not feel Dave is deserving of Susan's love. Dave might be one of those people who piss me off. I'll probably just give him a few regards, keep him in his place. I feel it's my decision. After all, I'm the one who's doing all the work, and if I really don't like the recipient, I might reduce the level of affection by an even greater degree. Susan might say, "Give all my love to Dave and tell him I can't wait to see him again so I can hold him in my arms, kiss his sweet, sweet lips, and make love to him all night." And I'll say, "Dave." Susan says hello. Screw Dave. That's what he gets for pissing me off. Then there are the recipients who try to anticipate what degree of affection they're going to receive. Did Susan send her love? Regards, Dave. She only sent her regards. Usually she sends a love. Well, not this time. In fact, she specifically told me don't give Dave any of my love. It seems she's running short of love and has to be careful whom she gives it to. However, she did say she's overstocked with regards and wants you to have a whole bunch of them. So be satisfied, Dave. Take your regards and get out of my life. Well, he damn well should be satisfied with regards. It's a lot better than simply being sent someone's best. There are some people who just send you their best. Give my best to Dave. Your best what, Susan? If this is your best, perhaps you'd better keep it to yourself. And yet, receiving someone's best is better than simply being remembered to, isn't it? That's the lowest of all. Hardly worth even telling the poor person. Remember me to Dave. Okay, Dave, you remember Susan? Yes. Well, she remembers you too. That's it. My job is done. I'm off now to find Tex so I can tell him Billy Bob said howdy. I love a good exit line. Thank you, George Carlin. Delightful. Let's see what's next. Zen Koan. Nice. Meet me at the campfire, would you, Dad? This is Zen Koan number 76. The Stone Mind. Hogen, a Chinese Zen teacher, lived alone in a small temple in the country. One day 4 traveling monks appeared and asked if they might make a fire in his yard to warm themselves. While they were building the fire, Hogen heard them arguing about subjectivity and objectivity. He joined them and said, "There is a big stone. Do you consider it to be inside or outside your mind?" One of the monks replied, from the Buddhist viewpoint, everything is an objectification of mind, so I would say that the stone is inside my mind. "Your head must feel very heavy," observed Hogen, "if you are carrying around a stone like that in your mind." I think Hogen sounded a little smug there. A little smug for me. That's all right. We're all learning. Let's keep it going. Spin the wheel, why don't we? Ooh, wisdom. Nice. Why don't you meet me? Well, we'll lay down some wisdom from on high. I got a little piece of wisdom from a new philosopher I haven't read before. Her name is Bianca Sparacino. Bianca Sparacino. The kindest people are not born that way. They are made. They are the ones that have experienced so much at the hands of life. They are the ones who have dug themselves out of the dark, who have fought to turn every loss into a lesson. The kindest people do not just exist. They choose to soften where circumstance has tried to harden them. They choose to believe in goodness because they have seen firsthand why compassion is so necessary. They have seen firsthand why tenderness is so important in this world. It is Italian. That was an Italian pronunciation of an Italian name. I think you're exactly right. Fun. Let's spin the wheel. Oh, a cappella. Nice. Yeah, tell you what, why don't you meet me in the library? Let's see. We've got Where's my, there it is. Our first dance from the wedding. A song I don't really listen to much, but every time I hear it, I think of my wonderful beloved wife. This song is It's Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton. I'll just be doing a lyric read. It's late in the evening. She's wondering what clothes to wear. She puts on her makeup and brushes her long blonde hair. And then she asks me, "Do I look all right?" And I say, "Yes, you look wonderful tonight." We go to a party, and everyone turns to see this beautiful lady that's walking around with me. And then she asks me, "Do you feel all right?" And I say, "Yes, I feel wonderful tonight. I feel wonderful because I see the love light in your eyes. And the wonder of it all is that you just don't realize how much I love you." It's time to go home now. I've got an aching head, so I give her the car keys, and she helps me to bed. And then I tell her, as I turn out the light, I say, "My darling, you are wonderful tonight. Oh, my darling, you are wonderful tonight." Spin the wheel. Great song. Monologue, cool, let's do that. Oh, okay, it's a tough guy monologue. Change the wheels. Alright, let's see how much of this I can do. This out the way. This out the way. I saw a brief monologue from a film I haven't seen yet called Night of the Hunter. And the guy's got love tattooed on one hand, and he's got hate tattooed on the other. And he sees a little kid looking at his hands and says this. "Aha, little lad, you're staring at my fingers. Would you like me to tell you the little story of right hand, left hand? The story of good and evil? H-A-T-E. It is with this left hand that old brother Cain struck the blow that laid his brother low. L-O-V-E. You see these fingers, dear hearts? These fingers has veins that run straight to the soul of man. The right hand's friend, the hand of love." Now watch, and I will show you the story of the world, the story of life. Those fingers a-warring and a-tugging again and again. Now watch them. Uh-oh, it looks like hate. Brother hate, left hand's a fighting, and it looks like love's a goner. But wait a minute, hot dog, love's a winning. Yes, sirree, it's gold left hand hate that's down for the count. Fun. All right. Oh, nice. All right, poem. Meet me in the poetry corner, would you please? This poem is entitled Children of Children by Oscar Brown, Jr. The children of children, by the time they're half grown, they have habits like rabbits and young of their own. The children of children from their mama's lap hop to the ground to be taken in traps. The children of children are trapped in their dark skins to stay in and play in a game that no one wins. The children of children so young and sweet are all damned and programmed for future defeat. The children of children are trapped by adults, failed and jailed to hide the results. The children of children enabled to cope with systems that twist them and rob them of hope. The children of children are sinned and ashamed, preparing and bearing. Who do you blame? The children of children cry out every day. They beg you for rescue. And what do you say? Nice. Wrong button. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's it. Recorded all my content for the week. Got to talk a little bit. I'll just wrap it up early, I think. Unless you want to talk. How you doing, Dad? You okay? Everything okay? I miss you. I'm thinking about you. I'll give you a call later on today. No real news, but we love you a lot. Dad is okay. All right. That's what matters. All right. I'm going to shut it down. I love you a lot, Dad. If anybody else is watching, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Maybe back in the chat corner. Here we go. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a few laughs. Don't forget, the only way to love this country is for all of us to love one another. Love yourself first, but if you can, love somebody else. Then, if you can figure out how, love everybody. That's what I'm trying to do. Sing along with me, folks. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep shining through just like you always do, and the blue clouds will drive, the blue skies will drive the dark clouds far away. And would you please say hello to the folks that I know and tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Thanks for watching. Until next time, be good, but not too good. Bye-bye.